Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 203. I'm your host as always. I'm Dan. I'm joined by my co-host as always. It's Samson. How you doing, buddy? I don't think I can get used to saying over 200 numbers.
Yeah, we should just say like 203. It sounds less like 203. Just
that's true.
Or 23. No, that's actually a number.
We can't discount most of our episodes.
I was thinking 20. Like it's the number 20 and then the number 3. Yeah. But yeah, 23 is also a number. I didn't think that through. You can tell how exhausted I am. How are you doing?
We are recording this late, to be fair, than usual. So yeah, I can see that. I'm doing well. Doing well. Excited for this episode. It's going to be a jam-packed episode. We've got the Steam frame to talk about just a little bit, more on the Quest side of things, but just to talk about it. Walkabout's hit 5 years, and we'll have a proper dedicated.
They're going to kindergarten, dude.
We'll have a proper dedicated episode for the celebrating 5 years of Walkabout, but we have to mention it and such and go through little bits that they've come out with as well. We've got a new Steam VR festival with a bunch of awards, which we're going to go through, which relate to Quest as well. The Meta Connects next week, Samson, that's come out of nowhere. I forgot it was a thing.
Yeah, that really did. You said next week, and in my head, it's always been like 2 or 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
And finally, that has caught up to me.
Yeah, right. It feels like no one's really talking about it because of the potential lack of VR, but we'll get into that. But as you can tell, it's a jam-packed show. We've also got listener questions. We've got what we've been playing. There's a couple games out this week. There's a lot to get in. So, Samson, but we got to get in quick. But first, we got to do a quick housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Excellent. The Discord below, join if you've not already. It's absolutely free. Come and hang out. There's always been a few people trickling in every week, which has been great. Patreon, shout out to Future Proof, who gave a contribution this week. Thank you. Patreon member. We've had 3 Patreons recently. I think they've kind of trickled in over August to September 8th to now, basically. So very good.
A lot of crazy people out there.
Thank you so much. And if you want to support the show, even just at $1 really helps. Patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Most of you should have got your episode 200 gift by now, but there's a small batch of like 5 that are just sitting on my desk, which I just need to go to the post office later this week to send out the last one.
Classic LTO.
I was on vacation.
Dan, how smoothly you do the hyperlink or the URL, rather. You did a decent job. Apparently, I threw in a backslash.
But did you do a backslash?
People have been doing the wrong thing.
I did not. I watched most of last week's episode, obviously, because I was editing as well and such. So I did see you kind of stumble on that, but I didn't pick up the backlash. I did not pick that up.
Apparently. Well, I'm not actually sure. Future Prof said so, and I'm willing to go so far as to believe them. Yeah,
I'll take his word.
So yeah, that's I am an incorrect slasher.
Incorrect slasher, and thanks so much to Live Open Mic as well for helping. Well, he's always like the stand-in for Dan at this point. One day he'll be a stand-in for you, Samson, but you're always here.
No, lately. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood lately, absolutely. So anyway, that's the Patreon. And we've also got the Walkabout tournament is now an end if you're listening to this. But Healing Entree, I'm sure we'll pick it up again in a few weeks' time and do a new spin on the seasons. So that's the Walkabout tournament in Discord. But yeah, there's lots of stuff happening in Discord. Come join.
Dan, we tried out the new game mode last week at the LTO hangout on Thursday nights, where if you come on down to Discord, you can maybe play with us. And we tried out the closest to the pin.
Yeah.
And it's quite fun.
Yeah, very good. I actually haven't tried it yet. I honestly totally forgot about it, and I just didn't add it onto my list. I've tried a few
I'll get
things.
into it more, but I wanted to plug it early.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's go into a couple listener comments. We got one from RFX. This was based on LTO 201, so this was the one just before Mike, where we went through the biggest games of the fall. He said, or she said, or they said, I bought Arcanage 5 days ago for PC VR because it's been on my radar and it's currently 40% off on Steam, I believe it is. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It can be challenging, but so far in a good way, but not in a too hard way. At first, it felt a little weird, but getting really comfortable with the movement and gun sword play. It's epic. It's epic jumping off a ledge behind someone. It's epic jumping off a ledge behind someone and immediately slicing their head off. That reminds me of some like Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade kind of assassins. Quest only users are in for a treat when it comes out, assuming the port is good, which is kind of fitting from obviously last week's episode with Mike, who also talked about his experiences with Arcanage on the PC VR.
Yes.
It was very exciting. Samson, you want to read out the Noble Squashy one?
Yeah, I'd love to. Noble Squashy, friend of the show, and not fellow, because I'm no longer a Patreon member of yours since, years ago. But on LTO 202 said, RE Arcanage, final boss difficulty. I really enjoyed the normal play loop of the game, but all 3 of the bosses, I didn't enjoy that much. The first 2 were a bit stale, but the last one was mostly just difficulty for me. It was grandiose and well-deserving of the ending of the game.
Nice. Well, thanks so much to contribute. A lot of Arcanage talk, obviously, from the last weeks and the week before. When we went through the best games, Arcanage have just got announced as well. So it's the hot commodity right now, the hot topic. And yeah, as RFX said, it is 40% off Steam. I don't know if it still is, but it was the last time I checked. But by the time you're listening to it, I'm not too sure. And Samson, you read that out so elegantly. Like I can tell you listen to audiobooks.
I used to. It's been a minute since I crushed some books, but I pounded some hours on what's it? I forgot the app. There you go. Audible? That's how exhausted. The Audible. There we are.
Audible. Okay, we gotta save Samson today. He's a sleepy guy.
Damn, crickets.
He should have drank your coffee before this episode.
Damn, then I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
That's true. This is quite late. All right, let's go into the show. Let's get into the show. I want to start off.
Dive in.
I want to start off with the Steam Frame stuff because in terms of the Steam Frame, the Valve Deckard is the upcoming headset that's been rumored for ages. Sadly, as Bradley's been keeping us up to date on what's happening through his Twitter account. And I think he was on Gamertag's YouTube channel recently as well, talking about it. And we've got Steam have trademarked the name Steam Frame, and it seems like it's coming. It seems like it's right around the corner. Steam Frame will be, I'm not sure if it's going to be the name, but it most likely is going to be the name. Now, obviously, if you want to look at more details, go check out Bradley's stuff on X and also the Gamertag episode if you really want to dive into the details. Yeah, it's a long video too, like a podcast kind of style kind of video as well. So go to that if you want to see all the details. Obviously, we're going to try and keep it more Quest here for now. But few questions, Samson, that we wanted to kind of go into with the Steam Frame, as we're primarily a Quest podcast. We have Quest. I know you have obviously other headsets as well. First of all, let's talk about the target audience of the Steam Frame versus the Meta Quest 3. We don't know what the pricing will be for the Steam Frame, but I'm assuming it's going to be a lot more expensive than Quest 3.
Yeah, Bradley pinned it at about 1,000 to 1,200 in that range.
Around that price, which is I think was similar to what the Valve Index was, to be honest with you, around that same price. So already there, it shows you what that target audience is. It's like Steam is going to go for the PC audience / hardcore kind of gamers who really want potentially one of the best experiences in VR as well.
It's honestly not that much more than going like PS5 and the PSVR 2.
No.
You could, if you're going the low end of the PS5. I mean, the digital, whatever you are, I guess 3/4 of that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've got obviously the Quest 3, which is going to be at least half of that. At least half of that, if not even more.
Quest 3 is a quarter, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
If you're talking about the Quest 3,
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got to just stack the main Quest 3, thinking Quest 4 and potentially. We've got to stick the main ones to that. But yeah, it seems like obviously with Meta, it's going to undercut it big time. I think it's just going to be two different audiences. You'll have probably most people will have a Quest 3, Quest 4, and then the people who are really into VR, and also have the money for it because it's going to be quite expensive for a very niche kind of product, going for that Steam frame.
I do think that it will target more than just PC VR folks. I think that it's going to be try to take the just general PC gaming audience. And try to convince them to perhaps use it for those games.
Yeah, it really depends on what they do. Obviously, the rumors are stating in terms of the way it's like modular and such, and it all depends on how that works. Can you make it light enough with the modularity to then not even connect your Steam Deck? Like it basically is like a Steam Deck inside it as well, so you can just play regular games on there, which you will be able to because of how the controllers are laid out. For those of you who don't know, left controller is going to have like a normal D-pad, as well as a thumbstick. Right controller, your normal 4 face buttons like you would have on a regular like PlayStation or an Xbox controller or something like that.
It's more quite literally an Xbox controller cut in half.
Yeah, just in 2 ones basically. That's exactly what it is. The one thing that's a bit odd with those controllers, just to not get into the weeds too much about it, is that it doesn't have any, at least for now, we don't know, doesn't have any like touchpads and such. And the Valve Index had that, and the Steam Deck has that, and it seems to be a big thing that they love incorporating. But it doesn't seem like it's in there. But we'll see. There might be some more to do with it.
Yeah, no room. I do remember, if I remember correctly, it had almost a second trigger. It had like 2 triggers and a grip.
Yeah, exactly. So it does have some extra buttons. So with obviously this, it seems like, I mean, my personal prediction is that this is coming out sooner rather than later, i.e. later this year, or at least will be announced later this year. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know this.
100%. I think we're getting an announcement next week.
I think we're going to get this around next week too as well. I won't be surprised if it's either next week or end of September. I won't be surprised. Maybe we'll come out by fall as well. By Christmas.
I just hope nobody remembers after next week that I was wrong.
And I was wrong too. I won't be surprised if it is. It's very close. I don't think it's going to be next year. I think it's coming out soon. But Meta will be out with their Quest 4 next year. Very different audience. Do you think Meta has to do anything to combat this, or are they not really bothered here?
You think we get Quest 4 dropping next year?
Maybe. It's either next year or the year after. The rumors were 2026, but then there was recent rumors that was being pushed to 2027.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But do you think Meta will have to? I don't think Meta need to worry about it whatsoever. I think it's more to do with the games more than anything.
Yes. I don't think there's much overlap. It's much like the Vision Pro, except more tailored towards more tailored towards gaming.
Yeah.
But I do think like a lot of people in our niche will have both. Like it certainly won't surprise me when I hear people getting it.
So, with that, what excites you about it? Because it sounds like to me that you would definitely be buying one.
I am very much interested in buying one.
When you were talking about people in your niche, you were talking about yourself.
It was very easy for me to speak. Yeah. I've got personal experience talking about these people.
Exactly. I'm basically one of them.
I know them quite well.
Exactly. What excites you about it? What excites you about it?
What excites me? Well, I love the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And though I wasn't the biggest fan of the Index, a lot of the parts I wasn't, like, honestly, the controllers, these controllers look way better.
Mm.
And then, like, I did find it pretty comfortable, and I like the speakers on there. But once I had the comfort of like my Bobo and the Quest, I've found that just way more comfortable. And the PlayStation 2. I'm a Halo strap guy. As much as I love the index like head strap,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Halo strap guy through and through. Apparently. But what excites me, like I have a lot of Steam games. It's my understanding like all the Steam Deck games will be able to be played on this. That's just kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably get rid of my Steam Deck, I guess, at that point. That's sort of rendered a little useless. But yeah, I'm just pretty excited for whatever Valve hardware has. Like, it's just going to be very cool. The Index came like just before I got into VR, and at that time I was in a PC gamer, so it wasn't on my radar. Whereas this is my understanding more standalone, and now I even have the PC.
Yeah, you got bases covered, all bases covered pretty much.
Yeah, well, my PC's dated at this time, I guess, but
yeah, which is still wild considering it's pretty darn powerful. At least 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh yeah. For sure. At one point, it was very, very, very good.
At one point, it was peak.
But yeah, I feel like around the 1,000 to 1,200 is what is in my head that I'm like willing to go for this. And there's a lot of unknowns though, Dan. But I'm still excited. I huff the copium every night before bed. It helps me sleep, and then I have sweet, sweet, steamy dreams.
I like it. Steamy dreams.
Yeah, you won't believe the clothes I've seen Gabe in.
Say no more. Save that for a Steam Deck podcast one day. Yeah, for me, I'm definitely not going to buy it on launch. 2 reasons why. One, VR headset fatigue. I did this with the PSVR 2, and I quickly realized that there's too many VR headsets. I like to just stick with one platform. It makes it easier for me. But the second reason is just the price. The price is going to be too much for me, at least for now. Especially in Canada, if it's going to be like $1,000, $1,200 or $1,200 USD with the conversion nowadays with Canada, that's a bad conversion.
Yeah.
That's a bad conversion. In fact, I was buying the Titanic VR game, which we'll talk about in part 2. And when I use my American Express, it switches the currency to USD, which is a little bit dumb, but it does that every time. So I had it on my actual just normal MasterCard, and it was $22 Canadian. And I switched it to my Amex because I wanted to pay using that. It switched it to $29 USD. And I was like, what is going on here? I didn't know why that happened. So obviously I switched it back and bought it in Canadian dollars. It was way cheaper. It didn't make any sense. I'm not sure what the store is a mystery.
You've figured out how to get cheap games.
Yeah, is to pay for it in Canadian dollars, which is
just use Monopoly money.
Yeah. If I ever have a chance to sit with Boz and talk to him about it, I'd like. The store is the big thing. To fix this store is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The app.
I will say the store in headset is way easier, way better to use. Yeah,
you use the store on the website. It's okay, but not the best, but it's okay. You store on your mobile phone is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
and I was buying it on my mobile, unfortunately, but so I won't be buying it, but what excites me is the tech. I don't know if they'll be successful in this one. They were successful in the Steam Deck, but they've not been successful in previous hardware things as well. So who knows?
Would you call the Index a success?
Yeah, I don't know because I've never tried it. I was not in the PC VR realm at that point, so I don't know. Maybe I think
if they didn't see the Index as a success,
this won't be coming out.
This wouldn't be coming out.
Yeah, I agree. I hope it does do well though, because it's something that I would buy in the future. It all depends on support. And last time they came out with Half-Life, which was obviously massive, but that was it for support from Valve itself. Like everything else was third party, which is great because it was PC VR. but they need to pump support, especially with meta getting like Deadpool, Batman 2 is in the works, as we'll talk about later on. It's all about support, and I think I'll just wait. I'll wait probably like 2 years or so, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe there'll be a revision, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, it'll be one that I'm really curious about. I'm excited of new tech, but I think I might just be priced out. But hey, if it comes out this year and I'm headed to Boston next year for PAX again, and I come see you, then I'll get to try it. So it might be as soon as that. So you'll be buying one for sure. I will not be buying one, but let us know in the comments and such if you're interested in this. Yeah, I feel like it'll be priced out for a lot of our listeners, but I know a lot of you are super enthusiastic about the stuff as well.
I just love like new tech.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Amazon will have it on Amazon in the winter time with 3 months return policy, and I could do a MetaQuest Pro. Yes. I can do a MetaQuest Pro for it.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let's get into some more news. Samson is 5 years of Walkabout. Happy 5th birthday, Walkabout. Wow. Almighty Coconut. Probably not Mighty Coconut, but Walkabout itself, the game. They're obviously celebrating with a few things. The one thing that we know about is the closest putt mode, where the closer you get to the hole, the better, and you can try it in all courses apart from 8-Bit Lair and Meow Wolf, which makes a lot of sense. The Upside Town is an interesting choice. I would have thought that would have been roped into that as well, but it isn't. I haven't played it, as I mentioned. I actually totally forgot about it before we started recording, but Samson, tell me about it. How's it
We actually played it on 8-Bit Lair.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Even though it says it's not working?
Yeah, that's why we tried it.
Oh, I see.
And it worked pretty well, I think. So it completely changes the game, Dan. If you're playing easy mode, it doesn't quite change it too much because you can generally get near the pin from the hole, from the tee. But it does particularly change holes where you take turns, like on the course itself. Whereas, like, if you have to go around something, a couple of them, like, it might just be wiser to just hit it 3 inches to the left because you're actually closer to the pin.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. When it's got like when you're going round, but if you just hit it a bit to the left, you're closer than someone who's gone for it. Basically, yeah.
Exactly. And we played on Thursday, so we had like 7 or 8 people, and so if you went early, you had to try for whatever you thought was the best shot. But if a few people have missed or had a blunder and aren't really that close, if you go near the end, you can all of a sudden just like be like, oh, I just have to hit it 5 inches forward.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Can you play simultaneous with this on or
no?
Okay, that makes more sense.
But then I did play this same mode with a buddy, and it was just 2 of us, and it was like way different because if first person hits it out of bounds, the next person just taps it.
Yeah.
And it was a little. I feel like you want at least 3 people.
Is it just one shot? You just take one shot on the tee, essentially?
One shot each. Honestly, it still took a good amount of time with 7 or 8 people. But it is in simultaneous mode. You're never watching other people usually, right? You're all doing the hole, and then you're chatting, and then you're waiting for the people to finish. You might watch 1 or 2 people tee off, and 1 or 2 people finish. Whereas this closest putt, you have an audience. Everybody's watching, and you just have that one stroke to try to go for it. So I kept hitting the ball way too hard because I was just going for it.
Yeah, you're trying to get it in.
Yeah, exactly. Or get it like as close as you can, or sometimes in Walkabout where you just randomly it just bounces off things, and you're like, oh, that turned out really good. And when it happens in the closest putt, that's a fun.
That's
moment.
Fun. So even though they said it's not in Meow Wolf and 8-Bit Lair, it's available for you to do.
Well, we didn't test Meow Wolf, but yes, we did do it in 8-Bit Lair, and really I think why is because with the coins, and so a couple of us got 2 coins, but missed the 3rd coin, and the person who won was the person who missed the coin that was lowest, like closest to the balls.
Right.
So we think that that's why they won the hole.
Right.
But for like that type of hole, we weren't 100% sure how the closest pin mechanic would work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because Meow Wolf has holes like that as well.
Yeah, like the cow one or whatever.
I thought Elvis did, but I guess not. I thought Elvis had a hole like that too, but probably not. Yeah, I don't remember either. But that's really fun. I mean, yeah, I'll get in by the time we
It's a fun way to mix it up.
Do it next. Yeah, absolutely. They also showed off their roadmap for the rest of 2025, to the January 2026. It starts off, just to describe it for audio listeners here, it starts off with Passport Tokyo, which we don't know. Then it goes down to a envelope, well, not envelope, just a key, basically. Then a new course, then a door, then a new course, then what looks like a bowling ball with a swoosh behind it, to be honest, because it has like...
That's not a bowling ball. It's a golf ball. That's a golf ball. It's got
but
the
it has
holes on it.
It has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes on it.
Yeah, but that's because it doesn't have it along. Like those are like in my mind
like indents of the golf ball.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Then there's a treasure chest, and then another course, and then January 2026. So what we know from this. Oh, and there's also a like statistics board in the top right too. What we know from this, Samson, is we know that Passport Tokyo is a thing. We already know that. We know that there's going to be 3 courses out till the end of the year, which sounds crazy. It sounds like that's not many courses, but then I also realize it's now September, and then that makes sense.
Yes.
Right.
Do you think the key is perhaps the employee stuff that would sort of came
I would have
Tokyo?
thought so too. And obviously the door that's in between the next 2 courses are obviously to do with the employee as well. Right? That's
the door's interesting because there's a hole on it.
Yeah, the doors don't have a hole. The door's upside down.
Oh, I see, Dan.
The door's upside down.
Yep. You've got great perspective there. Yeah. So that could be the upside down door.
Absolutely. It 100% is. I'll put my hat on it.
Yep. I came up with that idea, I think.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. The statistics board that's not even on the like pipeline here, but it's in the top right hand side. I wonder if that's just like we're gonna be able to have more stats in the game where you can see like the most puts that you've had on one hole, or I don't know, the amount of shots you've had in the whole of the game since you played, those kind of things, right?
Yeah, I think Baru Monkey suggested or thought that as well in the Discord. That is definitely where I lean.
Yeah. Or
it could be as simple as just like extra stats per round, but I do hope they're like I hope we get some lifetime stats. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was playing the Gears of War on PS5 recently, and you can go in the settings, and I think you had this on the original version, but you could see like
all the kills,
like and even just like how many deaths you've had, how many. GTA has good stats like that too. So what I thought was a bowling ball, which actually is a golf ball with a swoosh, I think that's some game mode to do with like driving the ball. You know how like we've have the driving on the Welcome Island and such. I feel like there's going to be like a driving per se within the courses itself. I know we have slingshot in the courses.
That's a good one.
I think there might be a longest drive kind of thing that we're going to get to play. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's. I don't think I can beat that one. That's pretty good. You've in fact sold me on your prediction. I don't know really what else it could be. More balls. But these courses, Dan, the timing on them could be, kind of important to what we think they might be. Because last year we got a Halloween course and we got a Christmas course, correct?
Yeah, and you'd think that the last course would be December, the course before would be around Halloween, and the course, like the 3, like it makes sense. Like the next course is probably timing-wise, yeah.
They don't necessarily have to be themed to.
They don't have to be
that time, right?
And, they don't have to be.
But gee, I don't really have any ideas.
Oh,
it could be anything. It could be literally anything.
Well, do they have any courses in the themes that they currently have that they're like?
I think we got all the layers.
Right.
We could probably get more passport places, but
I don't know. I don't think we'll get a passport.
We do right now. Yeah.
I don't think we'll get another passport this year. I think they'll save another passport for next year.
I think another it's got to be another IP or similar to Elvis, to that type, a significant person or something like this.
I would have thought so too, but they normally announce those things ahead of time, to be honest with you. Because Elvis was announced ages ago, before it came out and such. Same with Wallace and Gromit and such. So
we got 3 months.
I guess so. It seems kind of near, but no, I can tell you.
Well, we got 3 months, and we're definitely getting announcements for their birthday, right? Announcements are around the corner, so
there's probably a few more
soon.
stuff.
All right. Anyway, moving right along.
I think we'll know the next course soon. I think they'll announce the next course soon.
Do you think we're going to be collecting coins?
Oh, the treasure chest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think it's some sort of potential. You might be able to do in-game currency potentially to buy avatar stuff. I'm not sure. I don't love that model, but it might be wages, bit of gambling. That's even worse, is it?
Oh, Golf Plus does that, but yeah, that doesn't necessarily
fit the theme.
Yeah. Once again, I'm a little.
Well, maybe the treasure chest is.
I wish I was better. More.
Maybe the treasure chest is nothing to do with coins and such, and it's just the fact that there's going to be hidden items in the not just lost balls, but there might just be another type of hidden item now in the courses potentially.
Oh, the idea of a treasure chest is what you're searching for.
It's a metaphor, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe they'll add pirates.
Maybe that links to one of the courses, that there will be a pirate adventure course. Although the first course feels very piratey, to be honest.
Yeah, the colors, reading into the colors of the question marks is too much.
It's green, blue, orange and such. I don't think that means anything. It's just that the colors. I would not be surprised if you'll find out what the next course will be soon, because the next course I'm assuming will probably come out maybe end of September, early October. In this, considering they're doing 3, I would say, not to get them bunched up together.
Oh, damn.
You know what I hope? I hope one of these courses is a new theme, starts off a new theme. How we got Passport Series, Laser Lair.
Yes.
I hope one of them is a start of a new theme as well. So,
yeah, I've been thinking I need more pages to scroll through.
Would they do Upside Down too?
No.
Very well. Okay. Well, we'll find out all this in good time, I'm sure. I guess. Yeah. I guess
we spent enough time on this.
Yeah. Exactly.
We'll get answers soon enough.
We'll get answers,
and we'll never come back to this to find out how wrong we were.
I did see the one that we did last time, because I was trying to find the image, and it did come up with the old one, but I didn't listen to our video that we did with our other suggestions last time,
and I hope no one else does anymore either.
Samson, there's 2 small news stories, and then we'll get into the Steam VR awards. Batman Arkham Shadow sequel is confirmed to be in development by mistake. In an interview at Fan Expo Chicago with Culture Combine, they spoke to...
Should we do the interview? I'll be Culture Combine, you be Mark Rolston?
I think I'll be Culture Combine, you be Mark Rolston. I think you'll be a better Mark Rolston.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's a voice actor, and you've got the pizzazz.
You give me too much credit, but go on.
Okay. What's the difference between, I guess, Blade Runner and Spider-Man 2 as far as voice acting, Mark?
In the Blade Runner game, I was a voiceover, but for Spider-Man, I do complete motion capture, voice, and everything.
I didn't realize that. That's very cool.
Yeah. Same thing with Batman Arkham Shadow VR game. We're about to start another one of those. I play Commissioner Gordon.
It's so funny how that's been it's funny because the Culture Combined interview, they never even asked anything about it, and he just added Oh yeah, also like Batman that we're about to start another
It's
one.
classic like voice actor. Like I feel like the movie world, Hollywood is very secretive, but they're even but gaming takes it to another level. And this happens a lot, I feel, for the Tony Hawk games because someone's always one of the skaters is always interviewed randomly, and then you hear that there's a new Tony Hawk game coming, and it's a few years away. But yeah, same here with the voice actor for Gordon. Nothing's been confirmed. I heard Upload reached out to Meta, and nothing's been confirmed at all.
No.
So we don't know much about this, including the development team.
I would not be surprised if this comes out end of next year because normally, no. Hear me out.
That's fast.
No, I know, but it's not like they're starting today. He's saying about the voice acting that they're about to start one of those. He's not saying like, oh, the development's starting today. Like,
yeah. But I mean, the last one came out a year ago, right?
It did. It came out last year, and it did take around 5 years to make. But normally, I'm just judging this from like flat games. Normally, the first game takes a long time because you're building absolutely everything, and then the second game comes out much quicker. Because they'll probably run it on, if they're trying to aim for Quest 3, they'll got the engine and everything, they've got the assets, there's not much else that they can do in terms of fidelity, and they've got the combat mechanics. It's more to do with like the storyline and what it looks like and such. It's the only other thing that I would say though is that if the Quest 4 is coming out 2027, then I can see Meta holding it for the launch of that because that would be a really cool launch game to have on there. And then obviously it'll be on Quest 3 and Quest 4 at that point, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is out. This is big game next year because it did so well last year, and they could have easily. I don't want to say easily, but I wouldn't be surprised if they could pump out a sequel within 2 years. Well, I'm thinking about also like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, for example. That didn't come out it still came out a few years later, I guess. The Breath of the Wild took a long time, but then Tears of the Kingdom was much quicker because they had most of the assets and such. But I guess it still did take quite a few years. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I would be surprised if it's before 2027.
I think for sure it's 2027 if it's not next year. For sure. Yeah. Quest 4 release time.
But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Hopefully we get some answers sometime soon.
I was actually going to jump into it this weekend because I was like, you know what? I fancy playing Batman. But then I was like, I also want to save that to the fall now and try and get
basically
that
the
again.
fall.
It's honestly, we're wearing sweaters again now. Synthriders, quick news story on that. Kendrick Lamar Humble song, which came out exclusively on Apple Vision Pro earlier this year, is now out on all platforms.
Dan, I'm going to sneak forward my what we've been playing section to now, I guess, and it's a very cool experience. It's got a lot going on. I can honestly tell that it came from Vision Pro.
Yeah,
like it feels more high. I don't know, clear, higher def. I don't know. It's more intricate, I feel, than the others. Maybe this was all placebo effect in my head.
You playing on PSVR?
I don't do the experiences that much. I did play it on PSVR because I felt like you get the real blacks for Synthriders. It makes them all pop a lot more.
Yeah,
it's less gray.
I agree.
It's nice to get some hippity hop in there. I like some Kendrick Lamar. It's pretty cool. If this is what it takes to get like this type of big song, to go exclusive for Vision Pro for whatever it was, 6 months a year, it's a pretty good pipeline, I'd say.
Yeah, they might do this if it was successful. Has the Super Bowl been announced for next year yet?
Dan, I don't think you're talking to the wrong guy these days.
You're a football guy. Now that the Patriots aren't really playing anymore, you forget about it.
Dan, I don't really watch any sports these days. It's just all consumed by. I went to a few old school gaming stores, bought some PlayStation VR 1 games.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just go full on nerd these days.
Yeah, you're full on gaming on these days. Yeah, now that the Patriots aren't really playing football anymore.
Well, they got a good quarterback and a new coach. See, I keep up with some news.
Did you go see the Brady statue when he was there? He's like
No,
5 minutes away from you.
Is there a Brady statue up now?
Did you not hear about that?
No, I actually do go to like Patriot Place to get some food.
He was there
sometimes.
like 2 weeks ago, or was it maybe a month ago now? And they unveiled his statue, and he was there, and there was so many people there, and I was like, maybe Samson's there. He's literally 5 minutes away from that stadium.
I wonder if he chiseled it with his chin.
Potentially, he's a bit of a weird dude, to be honest. But yeah. All right, that's the small news stories. To round off this part one, I like how when we do part one, it's always almost an hour long. But when you did it with Mike last week, it was
really
like
short.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes long, 25 minutes. That was funny. Quick news story. Well, not quick. Like a hot off the press kind of news story.
Appropriately timed news story.
Appropriately timed. I don't know. This is a brand new thing. So the Steam VR Awards and a Steam VR festival, and it's kind of related to Quest as well, which is why we're mentioning it here. It's going to be called the VR Forever Awards. It's from the VR studio Creature, who makes Light Brigade, which you probably heard of, and Future Friends games as well. They paired up, and yeah, they just created like a little festival, which is later on this month. Actually, I didn't write the date down, but it's later on this month. But they're just celebrating a bunch.
I do believe it's next week.
Yeah, they're celebrating a bunch of Steam VR titles. There's over 130 participating games. There's a bunch of discounts on the PC VR, obviously not on the Quest, but Quest has a lot of discounts right now as well because it's obviously Connect season as well. There's going to be surprise launches, very interesting. Very interesting. Came
18th of September to the 23rd of September.
There you go. So if you're on PC VR, this is great. But Samson, they're doing the first ever VR Forever Awards.
That's easy to say.
VR Forever Awards. Yeah, it's on my, the way I speak, it's not easy. Anyway, we got a few categories, and I thought it'd be fun just to go through them and pick our winner that it would be. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know all these things. I don't know all these games. I know most of them. I haven't played most of them. I don't know. Let's go through it.
I do know, because I have also gone through. I've played a very small percentage of these games.
So don't take our awards for granted, because maybe we're just picking the only game that we play.
There is only one category that I haven't played any of them. And I know that you've played one of the games in that category.
Is this the first one?
Yes.
I was thinking the same. So the first category is the hidden gem, and the nominees are Fuji, What the Bat, We Are One, The Under Presents, and Tentacular. I thought you played Tentacular.
No. I think I did hop into the Under Presents, but it's very much. I didn't understand what the heck was going on.
So Tentacular, We Are One, and What the Bat are definitely on Quest. I'm not sure about the other two, Fuji and The Under Presents, to be honest with you. But in terms of these hidden gems, I would say What the Bat, because I actually completed that game.
There you have it.
I had a fun, silly time with that one. Samson, since you've not played any, I'm guessing you're not going to pick one here. But
yeah, I'm definitely not picking one. But if I do have What the Bat and We Are One in my backlog.
What's the next category, Samson?
Best Solo Journey. The Light Brigade, The Last Clockwinder, Floor Plan 2, Eye of the Temple, Moss, Book 2.
This is an interesting one. The Light Brigade, I'm pretty sure I own this game now, but I still haven't jumped in.
Dan, I'm rubbing off on you.
I know, right? Yeah, absolutely. Floor Plan 2, I haven't played either. Eye of the Temple, I haven't played because of the room scale, but I know people love. So out of the two games that I played here, The Last Clockwinder and Moss Book 2, I'm going to go Last Clockwinder.
Well, Dan, I'm going to go Eye of the Temple there.
Yeah, very, very good. Very good.
Mostly because I think Moss Book 2 and Eye of the Temple are the only two I played there.
There we go.
I never beat Eye of the Temple. It gets kind of challenging, all those puzzles, but I have a good time every time I hopped in.
Fair enough. Best social time: Walkabout Mini Golf VR, Ancient Dungeon VR, Among Us 3D VR, Gorilla Tag
VR,
and Davigo. Davigo? Yeah, Davigo.
I got you. Davigo.
I've not heard of that one. Samson, I've played the top 3: Walkabout, Ancient Dungeon, Among Us. I've not played Gorilla Tag or Devigo.
All right, Dan.
This is a tough
you can
one.
you can really tell what type of gamer I am because best solo journey and best social time. I've played all of these.
Nice.
Yeah. Finally, here we go. All 5. This was the one I had the hardest time with as well. No,
I know what I'm picking. It might be controversial, but it's just platform experiences.
I mean, if it's not Walkabout, it's certainly controversial.
It's not Walkabout.
Well, then it's controversial.
That's what I mean. I said it's controversial.
Yeah.
I'm picking Among Us 3D VR because I've not played Among Us with you guys for a long time. But when I did play Among Us 3D, I've not laughed so much every single time we played that. So I would, as the best social time in like a tight period, I think Among Us 3D wins this. I'm sorry, Walkabout, on your 5th anniversary. I know you're showing me the puffin for those.
No, the puffin's glaring at you. I'm not showing you anything.
I got 3 behind me glaring at me.
Yeah, I chose Walkabout. But if I had to rank these, I would probably go Walkabout, Ancient Dungeon, Among Us, Devigo, Gorilla Tag.
Yeah.
This is a fun category. Let's stay in this one.
Yeah, let's continue going. I think this is a fun category too. That all 3 of the games that I've played, Walkabout, Ancient Dungeon, Among Us 3D, are a fantastic time. Walkabout Mini Golf is obviously flawless game. We've talked about this many times. The best part about Walkabout is not just when you got the people in there, but also obviously through us in the Discord of the conversations through there. The Walkabout channel is always popping in there. A lot of dedicated players. Trick shots, all that stuff. It's amazing. It's a 10 out of 10 game. If you don't have Walkabout on your Quest, then I don't know what you're doing. Like, it should be a built-in game at this point. It's better than Beat Saber. Ancient Dungeon is really good with the friends you have. It's just a really good co-op game. It's really fun. And Among Us 3D, like I said, obviously, once again, all these social games depends on the people you're with, but I've not laughed so much in that game, and that's why I'm picking that one, because it's so tense and hilarious and so simple. So
it's interesting.
Among Us over them. 2
of these, Walkabout and Ancient Dungeon, you could really play alone.
Yeah, you can.
But
yeah,
Ancient Dungeon, I never would choose to play that way. Dan, what's our best all-time classics?
Out of what?
What's the next category? I was trying to segue.
No, I know, but what are the nominees?
Oh, I thought you were going to read them from there. Yeah, no. I got you. Yeah, the best all-time classics. I Expect You to Die, Pistol Whip, Job Simulator, Blade and Sorcery, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades.
I would say the best all-time classic. I've played all of these apart from Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, but I know that game. But I would choose Job Simulator out of all those because I think that still is. I think that still holds up. It's fantastic. It's one of those games that just works in VR and it's just fun, even though you think it's a baby game, but it's not. It's really good. It's really good.
Well, I'm a rhythm junkie. I go Pistol Whip. And out of these, I definitely never beat I Expect You to Die, but I have played all.
I kept getting really stuck in I Expect You to Die. It made me feel real dumb. Yeah. Most anticipated: Deadly Delivery, Ghost Town, Into Black, Reach, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Empire City. Ghost Town is obviously already out, but I'm obviously assuming the PC version of the game. Just judging because of Quest, I would just say Reach.
Deadly Delivery for me.
What is that game?
No surprise. It's a social one.
Okay.
I forget how it's a minimum number of people, but I think it's like 4 or 5 friends. You're trying to go through caves that are very dark and deadly, and you're trying to deliver packages, or go pick up packages and then deliver them and get out safe. It looks hilarious. It's a very social game, and very
co-op horror game.
Very excited. Yeah,
delivering parcels into haunted mines.
Yeah, Dan. Speaking of horror, this year, A little behind the scenes. Girlfriend's moved in. Right now, girlfriend's sister is also here. They're really into horror movies. So I told them, I was like, all right, you want to do it this year? I'll give them a try. So we're going to be watching a lot of horror movies for the first time.
Do you know what? Do you know what's next?
I might try to do some games too. We'll see. I say this every year, I feel, but they're going to hold me accountable on the movies, I think.
Deadly Delivery is also out on Quest, FYI. It's also coming on Quest.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because of the art style, it's really nice. Why have I not seen this game? Did I just miss it?
We've talked about it before. It's okay. A lot of games blur. It was in one of in one of the showcases. So, it got blended in with the 35 other games in them.
Yeah, I got it. And Into Black's on Quest as well, I remember.
It's
actually out now, I think.
Hold on, let me add that to my what I've been playing.
That's out too. I think it's got to be Reach for me, just because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be fun, but it's next year, so the anticipation is very low on that at the moment. It's 2026.
Yeah. Your anticipation.
They shouldn't have put this one on there. They should have put another game in there that's on both.
It's because it's a.
Maybe there's not more
to get some
many
eyes
games
on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
VR.
Okay, Game of the Year, Samson. Maestro.
The Game of the Year, Maestro.
Are you going to continue?
Clone Drone in the Hyperdome, Vendetta Forever, Metro Awakening VR, and The Midnight Walk.
So obviously this is PC. I've not played it, but I'm assuming Midnight Walk is probably the Game of the Year on this list.
Well, Dan, come on. We've been picking all games we've played.
Okay.
But yeah, Midnight Walk is my choice, but I played it.
Picking the games we played, considering they came out last year for Quest for all of them, but let's say it came out this year, I would say Metro Awakening. I think Metro Awakening is, in a way, it feels like a hidden gem, but it's not, just because no one expected it to be good, and it was good.
Dan, it is a hidden gem, apparently, because I was watching Second Wind, which is, a YouTube channel out there, do a lot, mostly flat gaming, and they were talking about, they made a video all about how much they love AA developers, and then went on to talk about how Metro is a great example of this, and then went on to say the last Metro game, and didn't say the VR game, said the last flat game. And I'm like, how can you be talking about niche loving like small development teams, reference an actual small development team, and then just not leave out the other small development team that actually made their last game?
Yeah, I agree. Some people just don't have a clue what's happening in VR. They just choose not to bother.
I mean, if you Wikipedia Metro, I imagine it comes up.
Actually, I listened to a podcast recently, and they were talking about Batman, and they also never mentioned the VR version at all.
Were they talking about like all the games?
Yeah, they're just talking about the Arkham series in general and such, and they just never mentioned it. And I was like, it's so good, and it fits the world so perfectly, and it might be better than at least the third game that came out.
That's crazy. That's like the PlayStation Australia store tweeted. I saw Gamertag retweeted it. They said, "Happy birthday, Astrobot! You turned 1 year."
Yeah. When I was like, he came out on the PS4 launch game. Astrobot was on there, and it was like Playroom. And the PlayStation 4 came out in 2013, so it's 12 years old. It's 12 years
almost
old.
Ready for high school.
Exactly. All right, Samson, that's our nice almost an hour part one, as we always do. But part two is normally quicker. We're going to get into some MetaConnect predictions, if there are any, to be honest with you, and also what we've been playing. So we'll see you in part two.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
Welcome back to part 2 of LTO 203, where we're going to talk about some MetaConnect predictions. It is next week. It is on the 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. These are all 3 of my time zones, so I can get those quite easily. I'm like, I know all the differences.
You're like a bank that has all those clocks.
Yeah, internal bank of all the places I've lived. Let's do 3 predictions each. We'll do 2 sensible ones, and maybe 1 silly one, or not even silly one, just like we should hope. Or Samson, you can just pick hopes because you have no idea. Because
this is
honestly,
a tough one.
Now, before we get into predictions, it seems like there's no rumors, and the Meta are awful when it comes to leaking stuff, and it seems like there's no rumors whatsoever of what VR is going to be in there. There would be a mention of VR for sure, but there's been nothing really, so we're not sure what this one's going to be about.
I think the reason we haven't seen many leaks about how much the VR stuff is because there's not going to be much VR stuff.
Right. No, that's what I mean. You maybe some Deadpool thing, if anything, but we won't be live streaming it. I actually, just because I just can't really get off work at that time. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be worth the full 2 hours or 90 minutes, 2 hours of it, to be honest with you. But we'll talk about it in future pod. We were intending to live stream it, but it seems like it's not worth the hassle to do. But because last year we got the Quest 3, but we only got 15 minutes of Quest 3, even though that was coming out. We kind of got the announcement earlier and details, and the actual Connect only had 15 minutes of Quest stuff, and the rest of it was AI, glasses, and all that stuff, right? So considering no hardware is coming out, it'll be even less probably.
Yeah, I've heard some rumblings that some VR folks who went last year are not going this year. So all signs are sort of leading towards not much VR.
No, there'll be VR developers there because they have all the sessions and such. But in the actual main keynote, I don't know if there's going to be much to talk about.
They need those developers to start making Horizon Worlds, which will be. So, I guess there will be some VR. I was wrong.
I guess so. All right, Samson, do you wanna start off here with the first prediction you have?
Yeah, I'd love to. Honestly, I feel like my predictions are pretty tame as far as generally how I go in predictions in this show. With the less and less VR, I'm just less and less interested. So, and with less and less interest comes less and less creativity. Mm-hmm. So, first prediction, lots of AI. I looked at the keynote description, Dan. It says, join Mark Zuckerberg as he shares the latest on AI glasses and lays out Meta's vision for artificial intelligence and the metaverse. So they did shove metaverse in there just a bit at the end. And what this leads me to believe is we'll get some new glasses. Mm-hmm. Maybe like, they just did the Oakleys. Maybe there'll be a new brand that they're partnering with, a couple new high-end brands. Mm-hmm. And so we'll get new AI glasses.
And probably like the live translation stuff and whatnot, those kind of things.
Yeah, that stuff worked pretty well. I mean, we got that now. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll probably show more of that. They'll probably, show that again. It's good marketing and such. But I think the description kind of tells you exactly what we're looking at here. My first prediction is not much VR at all. I think they'll tease. I think there'll be some like teasing of VR, but in terms of Quest, but it might just be like the augments. So it'll be like tied into the AI and metaverse stuff and kind of everything that they're talking about with other stuff. They'll kind of tie it in. So
augments would be big.
Yeah, I mean, they went back to the drawing board. They cancelled it. That could potentially be ready this time. Who's to say? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not expecting much. I mean, I feel like I'll have it on in the background whilst I'm at work, but I feel like there's not going to be too much for us to talk about, to be honest. But yeah, what's your second prediction?
Well, Dan, along with these glasses, we're going to get a Meta wrist watch band.
The Neuralink, not Neuralink thing. It's
something along these lines. Yeah, some sort of new product line. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope it works with Quest. Maybe that's where we get a little insight with some VR with it, but probably not. I'm probably more interested in the Steam frame than I am in any of this stuff thus far that I think we'll get.
Absolutely. My second one is that I think you'll see a bunch of Quest 3, but it be used for education, business, and everything but gaming. And they'll probably just show, they'll probably have a comment in there where in Quest 3, we've got Deadpool coming out. They might be like, hey, if you buy a Quest 3 from now till the Christmas, Deadpool comes free, as what they tend to do. And then they'll show maybe a sizzle reel of titles, not even a sizzle reel, just thumbnails of a bunch of titles coming. But obviously these are all everything that we kind of know about, and that's about it. So that's my second prediction. What about your last prediction?
Dan, we're finally going to do it. AI is going to be able to easily build Horizon Worlds, and
great.
We've successfully built the metaverse.
That's it with AI. Yeah.
Hopefully, there's some AI bots to fill the AI worlds, and then we can all buy AI world products and live in AI world homes and sleep in AI home beds.
Yep, great. My final prediction, which is a hope and dream and contradicts everything else I've been saying, Lone Echo VR will finally get a port.
Yeah, I did see this prediction and made me want to try and guess a different random PC VR game. I do.
Stormlands is another one, right? Which is Meta owned but never.
Well, that's one of the Insomniac ones. Those ones I feel like are a little less likely to come. But a Lone Echo, or the one I would really want also is the Twisted Pixel one.
I forgot
the D. I think Defector.
Yeah, that'll be cool to be like, hey, we're also bringing this, but even if they're only talking about Quest for literally 5-10 minutes, to have something like that would be really fun to latch onto, and they'll know a bunch of us will be watching just for something like that, which would be cool. But
that would be crazy, Dan, if they were just like, we're bringing the Rift store to the Quest store.
We're bringing the what? They're bringing the
all the Rift games to, because they could basically probably all run on Quest 3 at this point.
That'll be something that Steam would probably be able to do with their frame, to be honest. Sure. So I don't know if Quest. I have a sneaky feeling, and this could be completely wrong, obviously, but I have a sneaky feeling that if a Quest 4 does come, it might be the last of the gaming centric devices, potentially, and they'll focus everything on other stuff.
Really.
Potentially, I don't know. But LTO won't die. We will all get Steam frames and continue the podcast under LTO. So don't you worry. Dave sent me a message the other day, actually, and he said something about when you get to LTO 500, the name of the title will be something along the lines of what does Oculus even mean? What does the word mean in our name? Because 500 episodes, and I looked up 500 episodes. Episode 500 will be June 2031. June 2031.
6 years.
Right, for 500 episodes. Surely we'll get a really light headset by then, right?
Yeah, I don't know. 6 years is... Dan, we already talked about how we go week to week. And you're asking me to go over half a decade. It's after the next census. It's 2 presidents from now.
I don't know if I'll have hair by then. Who's to say? Things could change. Or if we did end the podcast before we get to there, which is obviously likely because that's a really long time, we should come back for 2031 just to just to do a
just to celebrate.
This would have been 500 if we continued.
Yeah.
This would have been.
If we didn't do what we did, we'd be here.
All right, what we've been playing, Samson. I've been playing a bit. I'm going to start off, if that's okay with you.
I'll allow it.
Titanic VR. I jumped in finally. This is a game that was out on PC VR for a while. It came to Quest on early access, and then it apparently, according to Upload VR, it's out of early access, but on Quest Store it still says early access, and it definitely still feels a little early access to me. But
felt like it was a syncing experience.
Not quite. It was yeah. Let me go into it. There's some really good aspects of it, but the polish in certain aspects wasn't there to make it such a complete experience. So Titanic VR is around $20, I guess it's $29 US, but when it comes to Canadian store, it's $22 for some reason. But basically, when you go in, have you played the Samson? Have you done the Titanic experience?
I have not. I've seen the movie.
Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to play this is because I just came back from vacation. I was in a few spots on the east coast of Canada, but one of the places was Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is where all of the people who passed on the Titanic came. All the survivors went to New York, and all the people who died went to Halifax, and they're buried a bunch of them are buried in Halifax. There's a whole cemetery there, and they've all been buried there and such.
Was that where they were going? No, they were going to America, right?
I think so, yeah. I think the whole idea was to go to New York, but
did they recover all the bodies?
No, well, a bunch of them lost in sea. Some of them were buried at sea, but 303 of them are buried in Halifax.
Wow.
Which is just the nearest major port from where the Titanic was. Because if you go a little bit further east to St. John, which is still Canada, which is crazy, you can see icebergs from the coast, which is amazing, right?
All right, anyway, go on.
Anyway, and there's a museum there. We went to the Titanic Museum and such, and it was pretty decent. So this gave me, inspiration about,
Titanic fever.
Yeah, I want to do the Titanic VR. So there's 3 parts of this, Samson. You've got like a game where you're in the submarine that you can go underneath and see the Titanic and such. And there's like missions, which is basically photo missions. Like you got to use the different controls in the submarine, go to different points, come out of your submarine, take photos.
You like James Cameron. It's basically James Cameron missions.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just say that. Then you have a couple of experiences where you just set the controllers down. You're sat, and you're basically, one of the experiences is you relive the sinking. You're like literally
and you don't touch anything. You just drown.
No, you just basically you just drown. So you're just on the boat, and you're just like an observer, basically, and you watch like this family, and they talk about like not wanting to let go of their dad and such, and there's loads of random facts that are thrown in.
I'm just so scared of not being able to breathe and
all that stuff. Then you go onto the boat, and the boat comes down and such, and then you're floating away from the Titanic. But in the midst, everyone on the boat's talking, and they have their stories, and it's actually pretty cool. So
they're not like screaming and running as it, and you don't see the.
They end up screaming later once the boat sinks, but they're actually quite calm, which is really interesting. But what's really cool, I won't go through all of the fun facts because I'll let people just experience it. And some of it was from the museum, which was really cool. So one thing I would mention is that when I went to the museum in Halifax, they talked about so when all the survivors, normally women and children, because the men had to stay on board, and definitely no one or hardly anyone from like the 3rd class, 2nd class, like it was all 1st class people who were being saved as well.
The important people.
Exactly. But I read in the Halifax Museum that there was this one guy who he was like third class or second, I can't remember, but he managed to get onto one of the boats, and they lived to like 97 or 93 or something, and had a full family, like a full life. Like he could have died that day. I should have died that day, considering all the rules and such in place. But he made it, and it was cool because on the boat I was in, as we were floating away, all of a sudden the guy just popped out of nowhere, and he was hiding underneath, and it was the guy who they talked about in the museum, which was really cool to read that, and then it's on the boat that I'm on.
And then you experienced it.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, watching the Titanic, seeing the scale of the Titanic was pretty cool, to be honest with you. But it wasn't breathtaking or anything because the graphics weren't that great. They were fine. They were decent. But I think really to get that kind of experience, the PC VR probably is the one to do with that. It sinks very quickly, and I don't know if that's how it must happen in real life when it does sync, when it goes. But I don't remember the James Cameron documentary, to be honest, to talk about that part.
I mean, from when there was water started entering the boat, I feel like it was a few hours. But once it starts like cracking,
once the first part was gone, it was like it cracked quickly and then it went down.
Well, yeah, it's got no. It's a boat, Dan.
Yeah,
once
it went really
quick.
It went quicker than I thought, is what I'm trying to say.
All right,
it went quicker than I thought.
You ever put it like, I don't know, a cup in like floating water and fill it halfway? It's you don't stay floating too long.
Yeah, fair enough. The second experience is just being in the submarine, so seeing the wreckage. And once again, your controller's down. You can do a short version or a long version.
That's kind of cool.
I did the short version. The long version probably goes over more of the boat, or more of the ship rather. But that was cool. That was most impressive because it actually looked very realistic. Because you're in the submarine,
you felt like a billionaire.
Yeah, yeah. It felt way better than being in one of those. To be honest with you, but that was really cool because it did feel like you were almost there and you could see the boat wreckage because the graphics looked really good on that one because it was all contained in that little circle
in
basically.
One view. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was a person on the radio talking like, oh, this is that, this is like giving you the facts and such. That was really cool. And then there's a free play basically where you can just go into the submarine and do whatever you want, go around it and so on and so forth. So that was basically the game. The submarine parts, like the experiences were really cool, but the actual game itself where you go around taking photos, cool concept, just a little bit glitchy, or not glitchy, but just jank. A lot of jank is what I would say. Needs a bit more polish in that aspect. There's two parts of the campaign. One part you're taking pictures for there's like 8 missions, and then the other set of missions you're in the lab and you're basically picking up one I did was with a pocket watch that you found. And then you had to go through all the stations, like cleaning the watch and trying to figure out who it was and trying to match it to a survivor kind of thing. Once again, a lot of jank. Cool concept and ideas, but a lot of jank. But the whole thing is for education.
I would have brought it straight to Pawn Stars.
Yeah, exactly. See what they wanted from it.
Best I can do.
So yeah, that's Titanic VR. I would recommend it. It's for $20 or so. If you really you're into that education kind of apps, it's cool. It's not as good as something like the JFK experience one, but this is very different. It's more interactive, and more of an experience that they've built.
If the JFK one was a bit interactive, it'd be a different type of game.
Roger that. But yeah, I would recommend it. If you're interested in the Titanic or interested to see the submarine part, it's worth checking out for $20. I'm not gonna lie, it is really interesting and cool to do. But that's about it. Yeah, it's a good concept. It's a good attempt, but it does have some jank, and they really need to work on it. It still says early access, to be fair.
So there's still time to avoid the iceberg. Very good.
Back to you,
Dan. I've been playing a boatload of Banners and Bastions, and I'm very, very hooked on it. But I'm a bit stuck and almost at a frustration point. I think Banners and Bastions is a hand-tracked tower defense game.
Yeah,
it takes place in a little bubble in front of you. and you're trying to get 1 to 3 stars. Think like, mobile tower defense game, right? You've got 3 structures you're trying to protect, and you protect all 3 for all the waves. You get 3 stars, 2 of them, etc.
Mm-hmm.
There's various enemy types. There's wolves. There's some birds that poop on you. There's guys with shields. There's big grunt guys. And then there's an enemy type that spawns like 3 skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
He's more magical. And the one I'm stuck on here, these little magical guys that spawn enemies, they come on the last wave where there's also a lot of birds. And I can't wipe them out fast enough. And before I know it, there's so many of the little like skeleton dudes that they're spawning that like the frame rate's dropping because there's just so much going on. And once that and at that point, like it's gone. Like I don't have enough. And you can drop like fireballs from the sky that's on a timer, and you can drop extra infantrymen, a squad of helpers and they'll like either die or expire, and then you get more time and get them again.
Nice.
And then at the end of each wave, you get a couple coins, and then you can buy a card. Between each wave, you get offered 3, or you can like spin again. And these cards are either going to be like swordsmen, archers, the knights, maybe something defensive like thorns to slow enemies down, or a wall. And yeah, I just don't know if I'm bad at tower defense strategy. Like I just can't figure out. It's really just this one. And I feel like I've tried different things. I've tried to go like farm early, which gives you an extra coin, and then go heavy archers. I've tried to go heavy like physical guys, the knights. I've tried to go defensive with a bunch of walls, and nothing is working. But hopefully, I'll be able to get through it. It's $10. It's pretty fun. It's procedurally generated. Eventually, I think it's just like endless slaves. Endless slaves, endless levels. Jiminy crickets, dude.
It's getting late. Getting late.
It's 9:30 now.
The art style's really nice.
Yeah, everything about it is really just kind of like calm and nice until there's a million enemies at you and you get stuck. But
I want to
try. And then there's sort of like what's it called, like roguelike elements where you can you get, once you get these stars, you use these stars to then buy upgrades. So
I see.
You can get your archers to shoot further, or your swordsmen to have more life, or the fireballs last longer, or they'll last on the ground longer, etc. And so, but where I'm at, I can't even get more stars now because I'm stuck. And so I've even tried to do this level just planning. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to like border up and just protect one, like this final structure, like screw the other ones. And I still can't do it. But hopefully I'll be able to get past
what, like, is there a level number or anything? Like, what, do you remember what level it is?
I've gone through one whole world, and the last level on each world is a boss level, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
I feel like, very different for a tower defense game, I felt. And so I've gone through one whole world. I don't know, it's like 10 levels or something like that. I don't really remember. And I'm on like the second to last level on the second world.
It looks really good.
I've got like 35 stars or something.
I heard you talking about it last week as well with Mike, and it sounded really good, but I didn't look into it until just now as you've actually been talking about it, and it looks actually really good. I love me a tower defense, but sometimes some tower defenses get really complicated. This seems like mellow, calm, just a chill kind of.
It's pretty simple as far as like gameplay mechanics and all that. I think there are more cards that I haven't unlocked too, and definitely more upgrades. It's a simple like hand tracking game. Sometimes, like I said, when there's too many enemies on the screen, like the frame rate will drop, and then it won't grab things that I'm trying to grab. But also, once it's generally reached that point, there was no coming back for me anyway.
That's fair. I'm going to add this to my list. I'm going to try and play this before next week, to be honest. It's mixed reality too, right?
It's mixed reality, yeah. Or you could turn. I think if you play in the VR mode, it might help the frame rate. I didn't really test it out too much.
It normally does. It seems like mixed reality is a little bit more taxing on the system. Because I've noticed. I remember in Lego Bricktales as well. Like it started having
the aliasing too. You don't really get the aliasing in mixed reality with this, but
nice, very good. The other game I was playing was a bit more of the Phoenix Gene. Still not too much to talk about it. I just finished level 2 properly. Like the first time I did it was, I thought I finished it, but then as I got further in, it just kept going for longer, and I was like, okay, I need to go. And then I realized it didn't capture my progress as finishing it, so I had to go back and play it again.
Are you playing with the haptic vest?
I did actually put the haptic vest on. Yeah, I did. And you can tell that they actually thought about the haptic vest rather than just put it in, because it does actually, it like some of the guns and such, it kind of goes around your chest and such, and you can switch worlds basically, or switch dimensions rather. And when you do that, the vibration goes across you and such, which is kind of cool. It's a lot. You don't need it for the B-Haptics Fest, let's be honest. But I guess that's for almost everything. Like we said when our B-Haptics episode, the games that really thrive on it is the first-person shooter games where you can feel someone hitting behind you or so, or like in breaches as well and whatnot. But I did play it in the vest. But yeah, I didn't love the second level. The first level I liked a lot more. The second level is very different and didn't love it as much. But I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go into the third level. I didn't get a chance to continue with that, but I'll continue going with the Phoenix Gene, and I'll give everyone my proper thoughts once I get more into it, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about that one.
Very good, very good. Well, I finally did it, Dan. I got into Miracle Pool multiplayer. Miracle Pool is a mixed reality pool game. Although it's called the Miracle Pool, it is not quite a miracle when it comes to your skill level. Or at least
it depends on the player.
At least when it comes to my skill level.
Yeah.
As I played my buddy Marcel, and I think he beat me every single game. And there was one thing I noticed that was a little bit annoying. So there's a DLC pack, right, that you can buy, and I think it's like old school stuff.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that looks pretty cool, and I have it set as like my table and as all the balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was hosting the room, but then when Marcel hopped in, all the balls looked like how they would on his headset.
Oh,
and that was a little disappointing. That like you could buy cosmetics, and I get that they're also for me, but a part of it is to like show them off a little.
I agree.
Yeah. It was a good time. He's better at pool in real life, and he's better at pool in Miracle Pool. And next, I want to try to do like a fort. I'm going to do a 2-on-2 or something like this. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, it ran pretty well. And once I showed him that you could use the joysticks to move the table around, he was like, "Oh, this is way easier than grabbing it."
Yeah, I agree. It's
use the grab to change the height, and the joysticks to change where it is.
Yeah, that's it. So he was using the grab to move the table too. God damn, Marcel, we'll have to have words.
I was doing that too at first.
I actually was about to hop into that, but I decided not to. I was literally about to play it yesterday, and it's funny because when I was about to play it, but pivoted to Racket Club, which I'll talk about in a second, I think you messaged in the Discord saying you just got your ass handed to you in Miracle Pool. So it was around the same time that you were in. But I jumped into Racket Club instead and played it in mixed reality. I realized in my den it just doesn't fit perfectly because my desk and my bookshelf just cut into the sides just a little bit. So when the ball goes onto the side, I just can't hit it properly because of that. So I got my ass handed to me every single time. I was getting better
into your dead zones.
Yeah, and also like I was the computer was hard. Like I haven't been in it for a while, and I played the campaign, which now has like a full-on tournament tree in there, which I not played before, and I couldn't get past the first round. I played it like 5 or 6 times, 5 or 6 games, and could not get past the first round. The guy kept destroying me.
Could you get points?
I did get points. Yeah, I got all the way up to like maybe 10 or 9 points at one stage, but then he still beat me with like I never won a set is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha,
basically.
yeah.
I forgot that I haven't played for it for ages, but I do like if the rally is really good, the amount of points you win from like a game is much higher. So if the rally goes on for a while, you could win up to like 4 or 5 points or something like that in one go, which is really cool. It's a really fun game. I have a blast with it. I just need to find a better space. I'd play in the living room. I'd be fine because there's less things in. Like you just need good width basically. The depth not so much. It's okay, but there's more width more than anything. And I think maybe in the living room to play. But yeah, that's all the games I've been playing. Racket Club had a great time, but need more space.
Very good, very good. I got into a good amount of more Walkabout. As now girlfriend's daughter, she just wants to play. She's like, hey, can we play that golfing game?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So I try to limit to just 2 court when we play. It's just 2 rounds usually. And this time we played Alfheim and Upside Town.
No
and
way.
she wanted to play Upside Town first. And that was something. So playing with somebody so short, and luckily the club extends out to the ball, but it was still like awkward to for her to hit it sometimes. So I was like, you picked the worst course for someone your stature.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, she was really loving it. She's like, and I try to help her. I'm like, oh, so you got to hit it into this orange one to hit it over there. She's like, I know what to do. And then just you're such a teenager already. But yeah, good time, and it's a good bonding experience. I'm so happy she's and she's getting better. She'll actually finish complete holes now without stroking out. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's why you said it's the best social time.
It's true. Yeah, we just stood in the living room together, and her mom sat there reading or whatever. It was a good time. Moving right along, Demeo Battles. Played a bunch more of this with my friends Will and Joyce. Will and Joyce played together, and it is hilarious playing against a couple in Demeo Battles. Because Will gets real dramatic. So and first one to lose their health potion, immediately he's like, we've lost. We've got no chance now.
Gives up.
Yeah, I mean, often he would be the first one to die, but he also has terrible luck. He'll roll 2 misses in a row type of deal at times. But Demeo Battle's very fun. I have the Barbarian now. At least on my quests. Now I've just got to unlock all the levels and all that. Luckily, I won a few of the games, so I got a lot of keys now.
Nice.
But yeah, my strategy is to go Bard and then the Barbarian, and then a lot of the priests that they spawn 3 weak enemies, and then I just hang the Bard back and sort of buff as many of my allies as I can, and let the Barbarian go around is it the Barbarian
bits,
or is it the? I might be mixing up with I forget what the big guy's name is. The dude who can armor himself.
I could not tell you. I've not played that game for a while.
Them. Anyway, Demeo Battles, and of course they were like, "Do you want to play Demeo or Demeo Battles?" And I was like.
Oh, it's an easy choice.
I was like, I don't know if I want to get into a really long game of Demeo. And then we played Demeo Battles for 2 hours.
Are you thinking about the Warlock? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, okay, the Warlock, yeah. So it was the Barbarian, not the Warlock.
Yeah.
And then, Dan, last but not least, I booted up Into Black on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And holy shit, it looks good.
Yeah.
It is the blacks, the colors pop, And so I did the tutorial mission again, which I had done on the quest, and then I did the next mission, and it took about like 25-30 minutes. So I think you can kind of, if you're not failing them, kind of knock them out in about a half hour or so. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm able to get into a few more.
You enjoying it?
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of just like go through. It sort of like mixes the fun things that I like about No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But not all the super duper complicated things about No Man's Sky that I freaking hate.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like just looking on the trailers and such, it does seem like that sense of wonder, kind of
you're just like shoot your gun to collect
underwater, that kind of thing, right? It does look beautiful. I'm assuming it probably looks pretty decent in Quest anyway because of the art style as well.
Oh yeah, it was a good looking game in Quest, but it's taken to the next level.
It's also those lights as well. The lighting and such must be amazing on PSVR.
Yeah, and I think it uses the eye tracking. I don't know that it must, but I believe it does.
It would probably. I think most games would use the eye tracking, if not all.
I don't know about that. In fact, I know about that. It's definitely not most.
No? Interesting. I would have thought so, just for the foveated rendering at least. But hey ho.
Tough.
All right. That's part 2, Samson. That's what we've been playing in our MetaConnect predictions, which feels like an eternity ago. We'll wrap the show up with part 3, where we'll go with the games out this week. So we will see you then. Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus. Back to the show. All right, welcome back to part 3 of episode 203. This is the games out this week. We have 2 games out this week. Samson, I'll read the first one just because you talked a little bit there.
All right.
Of Lies and Rain, September 7th, 2048. The world you once knew is gone, and so is your memory. An unfamiliar voice urges you to defeat the ADE, the AI between the long-lasting 20-year war that has driven humanity into hiding beneath the earth. The surface is now ruled by hostile machines, new life forms fighting for their survival just like everyone else. To defeat the ADE, you must wield your powers, abilities that grant access to the plane of reality. Worlds within technology, within a world shattered by it. Journey through the dystopian tale where nothing is as it seems, and the line between friend and foe has never been so thin. Battle through ravaged world. I had a great saying then. I've ruined it through the ravaged. Battle through a ravaged world to save what remains of humanity's future. That's Of Lies and Rain. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. I played the demo. I thought it was decent until spiders came in, so I stopped playing the demo. And if there's an arachnophobia road at some point, that'll be great. I just realized I just clicked on the poster and the spiders everywhere and scorpions in that poster, and I should have probably known that. Did not see that before.
They'd be everywhere.
Samson, you gonna pick this one up?
I think I might wait for this one on the PlayStation or something like that.
It does look like it would be good on the PlayStation with the effects and such.
But yeah, I like the idea of it. You know, one of those cool like games that I know I'll never finish, but this is a cool world. Yeah, this is cool gun mechanics.
Yeah, it looks like puzzly as well. I'm not sure if it's super
Half-Life
puzzly.
type of puzzle is right off the bat, off the demo at least.
Yeah, man, I'm just watching the trailer as we're speaking, and there's a whole spider flying at you. How did I miss this? All it is spiders jumping at you. Jesus Christ!
Should I do the next read?
Yes, go for it.
Table Troopers. Table Troopers puts you in command of a fully destructible battlefield, blending physics-based action and turn-based combat with intuitive controls. Command quirky characters and wield powerful weapons to defeat your enemies. Enjoy hilarious mishaps, epic victories, and predictable outcomes with a wild arsenal of gadgets. Perfect for social gatherings, it offers strategic depth and accessibility for all players, casual or competitive. Strategize with friends or against the AI, and master physics-based weapons where wind and angles and the environment affect every shot. Table Troopers.
It looks like it's right up your alley.
It does. It does.
It's even the name Table Troopers sounds so fun. To be honest, it looks good, and it's online as well. Obviously, mixed reality, loads of weapons, physics-based action. Yeah, there's only 3 chapters in the single-player campaign, so you'll be able to finish it as well, Samson.
Yep, it's got some good little art style here. Kind of reminds me of the Worms 3D
I was
type of
just
deal.
about to say, it gives me Worms vibes, which is really cool. Like, I used to love playing Worms. We used to play at university in lectures. Like, everyone would be on their phones and playing Worms.
Paying attention.
It's a good game to play in like a place like that, because you just kind of set it up and then you just wait for the other guy to do his bits. Good times, Worms. But yeah, this does seem like a Worms kind of game, to be honest with you. Which, as I mentioned, seems right up your alley. But yeah, Samson, there we go. That is the 2 games out this week. I think out of all those games, I won't be picking up both of them, but Banners and Bastions is on the list to pick up this week.
Nice.
To be honest with you, so,
$9.99.
Yeah, I'll maybe even cheaper if I change it to the Canadian store. Who's to say?
Yeah.
It might do some weird math on me and give me a cheaper rate. That'll do for our big episode. It's been just over an hour and a half, so it's been a big episode today. Next week will be, I think next week will be another regular episode. I'm not sure. It might next week might be the celebration of 5 years of Walkabout. So let us know in the comments. Let us know in the Discord some Walkabout memories that you've got, like some fond memories and such. If you've made
any Walkabout stories,
yeah, we'd love to hear it. I would love to hear it, and we can share them on the show as well. But for now, it's very late here. Samson's half asleep, and
I even had a driver's ed, but yeah, enough. We'll save it for later.
We can save it for later then. I've been Dan. He's been Samson.
Yes, I have.
And we'll see you next week.